This week, we got some E3 news, we got some cloud gaming news, we got some Steam Deck news, so let's just go ahead together as a people and check it out! And welcome to another sensational Sunday. I'm Mike, and I'm here to talk about the gaming news, and what better time than Summer Gaming Fest or whatever it's called that's going on right now. But you know what? It's not E3. And while it is cool to still have a show that has a bunch of different games going on, you know, throughout the weeks or different shows or whatever it is, this whole compilation of Summer Game Fest, E3 is kind of the thing that, as gamers, we all look forward to every year. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but you know, there was a good amount of gamers that look forward to E3, so it's been missing. It's been absent. And this year they didn't even do a digital one. They were just like, it's canceled. But the ESA has confirmed that they'll be back next year with a hybrid event. So they're going to have an in-person and digital event. And I don't even know what the hybrid part of it's going to be, because they've always broadcasted the shows out to the public anyway. So maybe hybrid is in, maybe they'll have some streaming demos that we can play at home. That'd be kind of cool. So I'm excited to see E3 come back. But also at this point, I feel like if it doesn't come back next year, then it might just be RIP E3. I really do hope it comes back though. It was kind of been the staple of my whole childhood coming up in games. It was like one of the most exciting times of the year. So I hope it comes back. I mean, I know if it doesn't, something else will take its place, but it won't be exactly the same. It probably won't be called E3. So hopefully E3 is not RIP'd and they actually do come back next year. You know what else got postponed? The dock for the Steam Deck. We talked about the delay, but someone on Reddit by the handle of Hanover 2K actually printed their own Steam Deck dock. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it kind of looks better than the official one. So they made the outer shell and they stuck another dock in the back of it. I'm gonna put the pictures up. I found this article on Tech Radar about it, but it looks awesome. Like, personally, I would rather have that over the official dock. The user hasn't posted the .stl file or put it up for sale or anything anywhere. So as of right now, they just posted pictures of it. But man, I don't know. It looks really cool. I can get my hand on the .stl file. I will go ahead and print one in preparation for getting my Steam Deck, because yeah, I really want that. It kind of goes to show, like what I was saying when they said the dock was delayed. I'm like, you don't really technically need the dock. You can use whatever dock, or in this case, someone 3D printed one. There are also online services where you can order 3D prints from as well. So yeah, hopefully Hanover 2K makes this available. Even if it was like $5 to download the .stl file, I'd be willing to pay for it because I think it's pretty cool. All right, next we're gonna go into the clouds. We are going into the cloud corner. We're gonna talk about some updates related to xCloud or some things coming down the pipe. So for one, the biggest thing is, remember how a few weeks ago I was talking about delay? Why has this been so delay heavy? Everything's been related to delay. Well, technically this Microsoft streaming stick thing wasn't a delay because they never actually promised it at any point. They said it was coming, but they never said when it was coming. So it wasn't delayed. They just said they scrapped it and started over, basically. But the app is coming to Samsung TVs. So select TVs are going to get the xCloud app. From the CNET article, it seems like it's going to be the 2022 model Samsung TVs on June 30th. And I know someone in the comments of the video, when I said that they basically scrapped and started over the streaming stick, they were just like, is it really necessary at this point? Considering that they could just make a TV app or an app for like a Roku or an existing device. I would say yes and no. The thing is, especially when you get to like cheaper TVs or cheaper devices or TVs that were just never designed to have great network adapters, they just might not have great network adapters. And that's really gonna affect the experience. So if Microsoft did their own streaming stick, they can make sure it has the best network adapter. They could probably put RF in there instead of Bluetooth for their controller to connect to reduce latency, things like that. So there is an advantage of them having their own streaming stick. I don't know why specifically they're doing Samsung TVs. I'm guessing it's because they probably know that the hardware is good and is capable of running it well. And also they have an existing partnership with Samsung, kind of. They have Xbox GamePass on Samsung's store on their phones, and Samsung store doesn't charge royalty fees. So like if you download it from like the Google Play Store, you can't buy anything through the xCloud app, but you can if you download the Samsung version of it. So they kind of already had a partnership with Samsung to begin with. So I'm not sure if that's why they chose their TVs or it was because of the hardware. But if you do have a newer Samsung, like a 2022, I guess, TV, then you'll be able to download that app come June 30th. But what about the browser experience? What if you just got a computer and you're like, hey, I want to play on the browser? Well, Microsoft Edge is apparently going to release a feature, like a Clarity Booster feature, that's going to make stream games look better on Edge than it does on other browsers. Personally, I use Chrome as my browser of choice, but the new version of Edge is based on Chrome, and it was not bad. I use Edge at work for everything, and it's fine. I just still prefer to use Chrome for some reason. I find it to be a little bit faster. Edge is fine. If the Clarity Booster thing is actually better, like significantly better, then I wouldn't mind, like, you know, if I was streaming games, just specifically using Edge for that. So Edge could become the premier browser to play streaming games. You could get basically like an upscale playing stream games through Edge versus other browsers until, you know, someone steals it and does it on Chrome, and then it's not going to matter anymore. But for a little bit, possibly, for a little bit, that could give Edge the edge. And in our final story in this cloud corner, and our final story of the day, Microsoft is trying to expand the xCloud service. So right now you can only stream games that are part of GamePass. But of course, there's some games that you might have that aren't a part of GamePass. But Microsoft's goal is to get more of those games that aren't in GamePass on the xCloud streaming as part of GamePass Ultimate. So basically that would open it up to any game on the Xbox. They haven't given an exact date of when this feature could come, but they did say there'll be more information about it later this year. So for me, I don't think I would ever personally use it, but for people that travel a lot and maybe there's specific games that they want to play that aren't on Game Pass already, this could be a really cool feature if you're already in the Microsoft ecosystem. So I'm all for it. Of course, we have to see if this would also just be for digital games, which I'm assuming it would be, because for physical games, there'd be no way to put the disc on the cloud unless you like Frisbee it and it just disintegrates and the cloud eats it. That's the only way it can really work in my opinion. But you know what, it's not an opinion, and that's me bringing this video to a conclusion. Let me know, are you excited about E3 possibly coming back next year? Do you use xCloud? Does anyone do cloud gaming? Like, I've tested it, but I don't really use it regularly. Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to get notified when I drop a video. And always do at least 2 things at the same time.